Hello, my name is Walter Samuel, and I'm glad to connect with you on this particular video today. I want to share with you some things about the power of articulation, and I'm going to be sharing this with you from my knowledge of neuro-linguistics programming and other fields of language. People have asked me consistently, what's the secret behind powerful articulation? And my response to them has simply been the fact that there is no secret to articulation, but there is a structure behind it. And today I'm going to be sharing with you some linguistic structures behind powerful articulation. If you want to be the kind of person who goes out there and stands before one person or 1,000 people and you're able to present your thoughts in ways that are precise and concise and people find it easily to assimilate, then you are right on the video that can begin that journey for you. Now, one of the things you want to pay attention to, especially with the linguistic structures I'm going to be sharing with you today, is that we have many of such structures, but I'm going to be sharing only 3 of them with you now, and in my other videos, I'm going to be sharing others with you. So let's begin with the 3. Number 1 among the 3 will be sequential and ordinal patterns. When it comes to sequential and ordinal patterns, this could tip you off to the power to organize your thoughts. A lot of people out there are missing in their business, in their relationship, and in a lot of things, whether it comes to things like speaking and writing, because they are not able to organize their thoughts and present them in sequential and possibly ordered ways. And so you hear about people speaking in a roundabout way, or people just putting up big words in a presentation just to sound as if they are making so much sense, but at the end of the day, it's just senseless. So what sequential and ordinal patterns do for you is that they help you gather your thoughts and arrange them and put them in sequence. And beyond what it does for you, there's also something it does for the person who is listening, and that is it helps them easily arrange what you're saying in a particular set framework, and that helps them understand you faster, better, and easily. Now, the next thing is to show you how you can begin to do this. Now, when you hear about ordinals in this particular pattern, we're looking at little words like first, second, thought. Remember the first time you had a presentation and the next thing you needed to do was to go check out how to make a presentation. Maybe you Googled it or you checked up on a book, and then the next thing that happened was that you began to pick up some techniques and practice them, and then finally you were able to come up and say, I'm ready for such a presentation. Now, if you paid attention to the pattern I've utilized in talking about how you prepared for a presentation, you will have noticed that I sequenced it using words like first, next, and other things. Other people will use numbers. So here some people say, number 1, there are 3 things you need to do. Number 1 is that you need to watch a video like this. Number 2 is that you need to pick up what stands out for you. And number 3, you need to begin to practice it. Now, using those particular numbers, you have been able to articulate your thoughts and arrange them in ways that you also can remember what you have said, and the person who is listening to you can easily have it organized within them in a way that they can easily also connect with you. Now, another powerful reason for using this particular pattern is that there are people who, based on their linguistic personalities, they are very organized. So anytime you speak to them with this radiant and kind of roundabout way, they don't really get you. So you want to also know that presenting in a sequential and ordered way is a powerful tool to connect with some groups of people faster than you could ever imagine. Now, the next pattern I want to share with you just now is the cause and effect pattern. Cause and effect patterns are some powerful patterns that you can ever come across, especially as you begin to build your muscle of articulation. And what makes you begin to recognize them and begin to intentionally employ them in your conversation are simple words like because, makes me, causes. These are words that help you connect 2 parts of a sentence in a way that can create real meaning. So you are listening to you're watching a video like this, and because of that, your power of articulation will begin to grow, will begin to increase, you begin to improve. Now, I've used the word because intentionally there so that it will cause you to pay attention to it. And when you are able to pick out these particular words, because, causes, makes you, these are words that will help you transition within thoughts and connect causes to effects easily. and people will be able to realize where you're coming from, understand your premises, and also your conclusions easily. The next pattern I will have time to share with you today is the pattern of awareness. Awareness patterns are some of the most powerful and sometimes highly hypnotic pattern masterful communicators and great articulators utilize in their presentation. Some of these words that tip you off to such a pattern include basic sensory words like see, hear, feel, taste, smell, watch, listen. All of those basic words are words that trigger your foundational sensory modalities. When people use them and time them within their presentation, it creates a high level of triggers to levels of awareness. But we also have, beyond those primary modalities, we also have secondary modalities, or what we call semantic frameworks, where people use words like realize, consider, remember, observe, and so many other words that I can think of just now. And if you just can thinking of something, then you are already thinking about a semantic level awareness pattern. And using them in sentences is so powerful. For example, I can say you can already see that you can begin to utilize some of these structures as you begin to articulate your thoughts in ways that will make you realize that you also have the gift of language, and because of that you will be able to employ that to get a lot of connections with people in your business, in your personal life, in your career, and in other relationships. So I'm going to do something with these three patterns just now to show you a protocol that connects both the sequential pattern, the cause and effect pattern, and the awareness pattern all together in a simple presentation. So I'm standing before you right now, and as I'm standing before you, I want to share with you three particular things you can begin to do with what you have learned today. The first thing is that you can begin to use them when you write, and because you will use them when you write and also speak, you will realize that it will make you begin to present in ways that you are also going to be excited by. And because of that, you also become aware of the fact that this new level of realization will change so much around your game, and that change will show up in even your outcomes and results. Now, the second thing that is going to happen is, beyond this realization, is that you're going to also begin to observe for patterns like this in others, so that you can understand how they are presenting and how best you can relate and connect with them. Once you're able to take that second step, then the next step, which is a simpler step, is for you to get to the level where you can begin to use this masterfully as you engage with people and as you learn some of the other patterns. And imagine having 7 more patterns to this, and even going further to learn some of the hypnotic linguistic structures. Imagine the kind of change all of that would bring for you. So one thing I will share with you in conclusion is the simple fact that because you are investing this time to really grow your power of articulation, you will realize that it will take you very, very short time to really begin to stand on big stages all over the world and make presentation and hit the nail always on the head. See you in the next video. Always remember to watch my videos on YouTube, subscribe to them, and remember to always utilize the gift of your language.